Welcome back to the Wiretap for Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. I'm your host, Amiibo Jason, and on today's episode, we have loads of stories, ranging from Super Mario Maker 2 updates, Animal Crossing New Horizons updates, and so much more. So, without further ado, let's take a look. Alright, coming in at number 1 today, last night, Nintendo has confirmed a massive Super Mario Maker 2 update is on the way, and included in this is some pretty major upgrades. Now, Super Mario Maker 2 has been out for some time, and many people have been a bit disappointed with the update schedule for this game, but it looks like Nintendo has finally listened and is releasing some pretty big updates. So, let's go down the list. There is a Super Mario Bros. 2 mushroom that turns Mario into a Super Mario Bros. 2 version of Mario. This mushroom also lets Mario pick up enemies, just like he would in Super Mario Bros. 2, which I'm going to tell you right now is one of my favorite additions to this update. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said before, I'm excited about this portion of the upgrade, but I would have loved to see even more Super Mario Bros. 2 content. Maybe even a Super Mario Bros. 2 course maker, something like that. Now, I know Mario Bros. 2 was based on Doki Doki Panic, so I'm guessing that's probably why it's not included in this update. It makes more sense just to have the character sprites, but like I said before, I really would have loved to see even more Super Mario Bros. 2 stuff in this. Besides that, the frog suit's coming, a new suit called the Power Balloon that lets you kind of soar through the air in a big balloon suit. I'm liking that. A Super Acorn, a Boomerang Flower, a Cannon Box, which is pretty amazing. I can imagine the just absolutely amazing side-scrolling shoot-'em-up games people are going to make with this thing. A propeller box for jumping and spinning in the air. A red POW box that lets you essentially wear a POW block on your head. A Goomba mask that lets you blend in with enemies so they don't attack you. Very much like Breath of the Wild with the Majora's Mask. I think that's one of the coolest upgrades here. And a Bullet Bill mask that lets you essentially turn into Bullet Bill. Now, besides that, the Koopalings are also coming to Battle too, so all of the original Koopalings are there, and there are new parts as well, including a Cursed Key, an on-off trampoline, and a Mecha Koopa, which is pretty great. But the big boy here, the absolute biggest piece of this update, is a World Maker mode. This lets you essentially create massive Mario worlds pretty much to your heart's content. You can pretty much design them any way you want. They have a field, an underground, a desert, snow, sky forest, volcano, and even outer space. This is something I know a lot of people have been wanting for some time because now at this point, you're not just playing a level, you can play an entire Mario-themed game. So I'm really excited to see what people are going to do with this. Now, me personally, I'm not the greatest at designing courses, so I don't think I'm going to be making a lot with this game, but I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of your creations too. Now, if you're curious when this is coming out, you have very, very little time to wait. It's coming out tomorrow. That's right, Wednesday, April 22nd. You can download this update and get going. And best of all, it's free. Gotta love Nintendo. But there you go, folks. Super Mario Maker's 2 massive new update coming out tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts on this one in those comments down below. Alright, speaking of updates, it looks like Animal Crossing New Horizons is getting a load of brand new content starting on Thursday, April 23rd. It's going to be a busy week to be a Nintendo fan. So if you watched the episode of the Nintendo Wiretap yesterday, we let you know that data miners found a whole bunch of pretty big updates coming to Animal Crossing, and it looks like most of those things are coming true. So here's what you can expect from the update coming out on Thursday. Leaf's Garden Shop is opening. Leaf is kind of I think he's a sloth. Yeah, he's definitely a sloth. He is kind of the owner of a flower shop, and he is going to be there to essentially sell you shrubs and seeds and really make your island very pretty and decorative. Not my cup of tea, but still, I know a lot of people have been wanting shrubs and bushes back in the game, so congrats, here they are. Something called Jolly Red's Treasure Trawler is coming as well. Now, you might remember Red from other Animal Crossing games. He is a red fox who likes to, well, sell bootleg artwork. Now, what he usually does in previous games is he comes to town. He has usually 4 or 5 pieces of art on display. One of them is real, the rest are bootleg. You have to determine which one is the real item. It looks like that mechanic is coming back. Instead of having a tent, though, he comes up in a boat, like a real pirate. And my guess is he's probably stolen most of this artwork, which makes this even better, in my opinion. Now, one of the things about this mechanic is that it really makes people really inspect artwork, and I kind of like that. I think it's something that kind of opens up different kinds of art that people might not necessarily, look at on their own time. But that is definitely coming to the game as well. But what are you going to do with the artwork once you get it? Well, donate it to Blathers, of course, and in order to do that, it looks like we're getting an upgrade to the museum with an artwork wing, something that we knew was coming for at least some time now, but now it's officially confirmed that artwork is coming to the museum. Very exciting. Starting on April 3rd, going to May 4th, something called Nature Day is coming, which is kind of cool, and it looks like it is a part of a Nook Miles challenge that lets you essentially accomplish nature-inspired goals like planting trees, watering flowers, and other things like that. So that's coming once again April 23rd to May 4th. May Day Tour is coming on May 1st through the 7th, and it's essentially going to allow you to pick up May Day tickets and fly to very special islands. It looks like these are going to be special island tours that are going to be chock full of just interesting activities. And on one of these tours, you can kind of see here in the background that Rover, the cat from previous Animal Crossing games, is shown there for the very first time. Exciting to see him make a comeback too. International Museum Day is coming from May 18th through the 31st, and it's kind of like a stamp rally. They have these at real museums where you go to different exhibits and you get different stamps on things. Kind of a cool thing. And then finally, wedding season from June 1st through the 30th is reintroducing Reese and Cyrus into the game. Two characters I know a lot of people have been begging to see in Animal Crossing. Those two are making a comeback in this wedding-themed event. But there you go, all of the events you can expect in Animal Crossing New Horizons this spring. If you want even more information, I have a link to the video and all of the details on all of these activities in the description below. And speaking of Animal Crossing, it looks like we have even more Animal Crossing news, but this time it's about the sales of the game. Animal Crossing New Horizons has already outsold every other game in the series in the US. Now, we reported that Animal Crossing New Horizons had absolutely stellar sales in Japan earlier this month, but now we have even more information that Animal Crossing New Horizons was the best-selling game of March 2020 and is already the second best-selling game of 2020 so far, only behind Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Even more phenomenal is the performance in regard to the rest of the franchise, with the game already outselling all previous entries within a single month, making it the best-selling Animal Crossing game ever in the US. It's also worth noting that this is without digital sales, which is mind-blowing. Most people I know that have this game picked up the digital copy of the game, so imagine when those numbers come out, just how far ahead of everything Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to be. Now finally, New Horizons has also seen Nintendo's third best launch month since 2008. The only two games to outsell it in its launch month were Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So Animal Crossing New Horizons is really taking the world by storm. So there you go, all of your Animal Crossing New Horizons news in one little video. But there you go, folks. Those are all the main stories that we have for you today. But if you want even more amazing Nintendo news, well, we got that over at NintendoWire.com. A game called Telling Lies is coming to the Nintendo Switch. We have Nintendo Switch sales numbers. A new episode of Pokemon Twilight Wings is out, which is kind of a cool anime. There's new Pokemon accessories that were revealed in Japan, and a whole lot more. Once again, you can see all of those stories over at NintendoWire.com. And that's going to wrap up tonight's episode of the Nintendo Wiretap. For more information on all of today's stories, you can check out NintendoWire.com or check out the description below for detailed links and detailed written articles written by the amazing Nintendo Wire's staff. If you're a fan of the content we're putting out here on Nintendo Wire's YouTube channel, make sure you like this video, maybe even consider subscribing, sharing with a friend. Anything you can do to help us grow, we'd love you forever for that. We also have a brand new episode of the Nintendo Wirecast, our weekly podcast with myself and Hero TJ, up on the channel right now, or you can listen to it on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. So, until next time, stay healthy, wash those hands, and of course, as always, stay wired in. Bye, guys.